Perfect.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday to you all. We are now live here on the Around the Point Network YouTube channel. This is another live edition of the Raw Rundown here for Tuesday, July the 16th, 2024. This is your latest edition of the Raw Rundown. Like I just mentioned moments ago, we are going to be reviewing everything that went down on last night's episode of Monday Night Raw that went down on July 15th, 2024. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Share with all your friends all throughout social media and wherever you share your wrestling content with your friends. As always, I'm Steve. What's going on, everyone? And I'm here joined by the good brother from beautiful California, the one, the only Chase Oliver. What's going on, Chase?
Nothing much, Steve. So Raw was so nice, I have to talk about it twice today.
How nice is it right now, bro? Rub it in, my boy.
Oh no, I was talking about the episode. I was joking. No, it's a windy day. It's actually my favorite days in California, where it's like 79 to 80 degrees, but you get that light breeze. Like those are like. There's days where I'm like, fuck this place. And then I get days like these where I go on my walk and I'm like, this is why I love this place. This is why I pay state taxes.
Well, right now over here is 94 degrees.
Yeah, you guys probably don't get the nice wind though, because that's what the difference is. We get that beach wind. We get that nice beach wind that comes by.
Sometimes we do, sometimes. But it feels like 96 according to my phone here. So, there's that as well. But yeah, man, here you are to once again review Monday Night Raw. This is your second review. You were live early in the day on True Heel Heat for Rated Raw review with you and SP3, which yes, I was able to catch. Very good on both you guys. But here we are. And just like you, I'll be honest, I thought Raw, man, I mean, if you just watch the Judgment Day part, what happened?
Wasn't the best.
It was not. Like, if you just watch the Judgment Day part with Rhea and Liv and then you caught the Damian Priest segment with Gunther.
I felt all the talking segments hit the head. Were really good. I felt this was like the weird case where the talking segments were I can't think of an episode in quite some time where every talking segment I actually liked. Like I didn't feel like any of them were like, what was the point of this?
Oh yeah, bro. You weren't the only one, bro. I really felt the same way here. Again. That's just my opinion. Of course, I'm sure there's some of you out there who thought this was a good show, whatever it was. Let us know in the chat what's going on, Safet, and what's going on, Dolores. Hope all is well with you. Long time no see. But again, guys, chime down with your thoughts on Raw as we do talk about this. A lot went down. So let's get it. So according to Cage Match, Chase, they kind of feel the same way. The people kind of feel the same way right now on Cage Match. Out of 10, they gave this episode a 6.11.
Yeah, my original rating was 6.5, but then after thinking about it, it was more of like a 7 out of 10 episode of Raw. Like, because the matches just weren't good. Like, that was like the one thing. Like, this literally just felt like the match quality was like a Heat, like an episode of Heat, Velocity. Like, none of the matches really hit.
Yeah. I will agree with that. None of the matches really, and again, it's one of those things where it's like, bro, we are like what, a few weeks away from SummerSlam. This is where they need to, get the ball rolling here, get people invested. I mean, there's some matches, yeah, don't get me wrong, that you look forward to, right, and to some extent. But outside of that, like, bro, give me a reason to look forward to that weekend, But So Fed writes here, Liv, Rhea, and Dom segment was so good. Yes, it was. Funny enough, I was driving today and I was and again, I have my Spotify on shuffle, right? So random songs plays and all that stuff, right? And the one song that popped up was It Wasn't Me by Shaggy. So I'm like, yo, Dom, bro, you should just say it wasn't you, bro. Just say it wasn't you. You'll be okay.
Too bad, Steve. Raw's a weekly episodic television, so we can see it was him. So it's not, you can't do that.
Rhea caught Dom and, red-handed, and It was, again, it was that too. So let's get into the show. Let's get it. So the show kicked off with Rhea Ripley. Because they did advertise, again, last week Rhea Ripley made her return, right? Caught Dom off guard, literally. Liv Morgan went running, right? Damian Priest was somewhere backstage watching on TV, smiling from ear to ear, right? So we're finally going to hear from Rhea Ripley, right? And per usual, again, they're doing this whole thing where the camera's following them from backstage. She came out of the elevator. And I don't know about you, but are you like, at first it was cool. Like, yo, look at this camera angle, right? Like they're following them from the back all the way to Gorilla, all the way to, to the entrance area. At this point, I'm gonna be honest, I had it up to here with it.
No, really?
It's like
you don't like the production?
Let me right. I don't hate it, but it's like when you do it week after week after week, it's like, all right, guys, we get it. This is your new content.
They don't do the intro anymore. They don't do the video intro anymore. You know what I'm saying? They don't do the video intro anymore. Like where they show they show like the all the superstars. You know what I'm talking about? They don't do that anymore.
Fair, but still, like
I feel like that's their cold open. Like when Saturday Night Live kicks off, I feel like that's what they use as their cold open, are these transition shots of like the wrestlers walking and stuff.
Be that as it may, for me at least, again, there's some people who might like it, who may think this is still great, and that's fine too. But for me, it's like, all right, let's, come on, guys, come up with a new intro. God damn it, come up with a new intro. God damn it,
new camera work. I mean, he doesn't do. They haven't done the like. It goes from one segment to another segment fluidly, like they've been doing in the past few weeks. That's for sure. Because like normally it would have been like after Rhea would have thrown like the plants. I know I'm getting ahead, but when Rhea threw the plants at Dunne, we would have panned to the Creeds or something like that, talking to Chad Gable or whatever. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I get what you're saying. So let's get into this. So yeah, Rhea Ripley kicked off the show, got a big pop, right? I miss hearing her theme song, right? I miss seeing the entrance and all that stuff. I will say that. And she basically got in the ring and she says Liv Morgan has been walking around with something that belongs to her. And no, she was not talking about Dominik Mysterio. Dom in the mud. She was talking about the women's title. She wants her belt back. And what do you know? Who happens to make an appearance after this? Dominik Mysterio with a black rose that was spray painted backstage. Incomplete, by the way. An incomplete spray painted black rose. And of course, Dom, when he speaks, right, the crowd doesn't let him, say anything. They just over the chance of boos take away whatever he's gonna say. So he's like, "Cállense, déjame hablar," like let me talk. Damn it! And Rhea wasn't hearing it. Right? He was trying to explain for what happened last week when Rhea made her return and she saw Dominik Mysterio literally in full guard of Liv Morgan, and she just didn't want to hear it. Even though we find out, I know we're kind of going ahead here. While Rhea was gone, Dom told the rest of the Judgment Day that he has been keeping in touch with Rhea Ripley. To find out that wasn't true. That was a lie. And then we saw, Liv Morgan pop up on the screen, right? Talking about how, she said, she'll go take everything that from Liv Morgan, including Dominik Mysterio, the title, right? She talked about how her voice was kind of gone because she was screaming all weekend in Mexico, right? And all that stuff. And all this basically went to Rhea Ripley issuing the challenge for the title that she never lost. So it's going to go down at SummerSlam. Liv Morgan will defend the Women's World Heavyweight Championship against Rhea Ripley. I so wanted a custody of Dominik on a ladder match. I swear to God, I really wanted that.
I wonder if they're going to add something with Dom in this match, like he's the ref or
he has to be
something like that, right? He has to be like, I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe he's just outside the ring and stuff. But yeah, this opening segment is really good. I really liked it a lot. I said this on the show. Do you think Rhea is the third biggest star for WWE, like after Roman and Cody?
right now.
Rhea, just in general, in general.
Yeah,
she's the third biggest.
Yeah,
third
right
biggest
now,
star.
You see it, like, bro. You see, like, even a show that you may again, if y'all go to the show, you see people like, especially the little kid dressing up like Rhea Ripley. Even my cousin who doesn't watch wrestling at all knows who Rhea Ripley is.
Yeah, she has definitely transcended being just the regular, what's it called? Just the regular. She has just transcended just being a wrestler. Like, it's crazy because I always thought Bianca would have become like the third biggest star. She's still a star, but Rhea is clearly like, I don't know who rivals her in the women's division. I know some people say Charlotte. I love Charlotte Flair, you know that, but Rhea just feels like on that next planet level. Like, I think she's bigger than Becky right now.
Yeah, and we found out that Rhea not fully cleared to wrestle yet, so there's still time. I mean, for all we know, CM Punk not even cleared 100%. So a lot of stuff is there to wait and see.
Well, because shoulders are tricky too. You don't. But Liv it's not like Liv's heavy. Like I'm sure Rhea can. Like, they've worked a lot of matches, so I feel like if you feel comfortable with, if Rhea says she feels comfortable working with Liv, I think it will work out. Like, the only move that would be tricky is the Oblivion. That's the only move that would be tricky with the shoulder. But everything else Liv does, it doesn't really impact the shoulder. And also Rhea, she can always use her other arm to be able to lift Liv Morgan up. She doesn't have to use the one that with her hurt shoulder.
Oh yeah, exactly. But it's one of those things where, again, a part of me, because like we said earlier, there's a possibility that Dominik might be the referee, even though there was rumblings as well that Rollins might be a special like authority figure in the potential CM Punk and Drew match as well. So it's like, are you going to do the same thing for 2 matches on the show? I mean, it's still up in the air, right? So that was the first segment. That was the first segment on the show. Again, it was great, awesome, right? Rhea's back, and then we saw this thing before we moved on here. Like, Dom is just trying to like get back in the good graces of Rhea Ripley, right? He wants her mommy back, right? He wants his mommy back, and he tries to like hold the ropes, right? Give her give the flowers and all that stuff, right? And Liv was just not selling it. Liv was not. Oh, look who it is in the chat, man.
You mean Rhea? You mean Rhea?
Rhea, yeah, Rhea. Yes, look, alumni here. Alumni here to bury the new Sheamus theme by Caden. Hope all is well with you, Caden.
Oh God, I could not believe it.
We'll get into this now. Fuck it. Sheamus versus Bronson Reed. Fuck the match. Let's talk about this new theme song.
We didn't really get to hear it.
We didn't get to barely hear it. Barely. First of all, why are we doing this? Why? What's the purpose? It's funny enough. I saw on Twitter, like Mikey Ruckus, the guy who did the theme for AEW, like he posted something on Twitter. It looks like he made the beat of the song a beat similar to this, I guess, a year ago. And if you listen closely to the Sheamus theme, it's sort of similar, right? But outside of that, it's just like, bro, we couldn't keep his original theme.
Yeah. That, like, there's nothing wrong with it. And even if you were like, we got to go back to a different theme, why don't you just go back to his bar theme song? Why does he have this new theme song? Like, ugh.
Exactly. Ronan Ghost right here. Such an unnecessary remix exchange to Bronson Reed's theme, getting different artists reciting the same lyrics verbatim. Why? Oh no. Caden writes here, they own the rights to the Johnson theme too. Makes no sense. I think again, for all we know, I would hope Sheamus realized, you know what, I hate, because remember when Ciampa had a new theme song? Remember a while ago?
No, yeah, but Ciampa was trying to be like, oh, this what's it called, this theme song, it's one in the past, it's time to move forward with it. I'm like, no, shut up. What are you doing here? Why are you saying this?
Exactly. Or remember when Yanni had his old, remember, like, Rebel Heart and they got taken away or something, and
I hate the DIY thing. We like
we. You know what it reminded me of? Was it Justin Gabriel's theme song? I think it was, or David Otunga's theme.
Power.
Like we are OAO. I think
that one.
I think WWE wants to own all the rights to the theme songs after the CFO money issue. Could be. Rona goes right here. Hey, Chase. Speaking of DIY, whenever stream is over, can you watch Johnny Gargano stream NCAA football on Twitch?
I'm playing it myself. I don't want to watch someone else play it. What's this?
Exactly. I think you're still on your. I think you're playing this the whole week nonstop. I'll say, how the game been so far? How the game been so far?
It's good. It's definitely harder than Madden. You definitely have to. What I like is that the stats actually matter. It's not like you can get away because I did one file where I had a quarterback that could actually throw a deep ball, so it was easier to throw the deep ball. Like you could tell, like this quarterback was capable of throwing. And then I restarted. I'm playing as an offensive coordinator. For anyone who doesn't know football, the OC is definitely it's like just controls the offense. And I'm playing as UConn. UConn has this quarterback that used to play for Oklahoma. This guy can't throw the deep ball. Like he overthrows, undershots, and I'm doing everything correctly. So I'm glad that stats actually matter in the game. But yeah, it's good. I like it. It's definitely what I've been looking forward to for a football game for quite some time.
Any cons yet? I mean, I know it's still day one.
I don't like the physics. The physics are very Madden-y. So the receivers will bump into each other, and then that'll cause the CPU to forget what they're doing, so they'll stand there and do nothing. There tends to be a lot of weird little glitches that I feel like they can fix, but I don't know. It takes time to fix all that. But for the most part, not too many horrible cons. It's just more little nitpicky stuff that I wish they would change. Because actually my biggest con is restate Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit's commentary. Chris Brown and Kirk Herbstreit, Steve, just to put in a reference, this is like their Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. This is their big announced team that they do for the college football game. So during the whole college football game, you most likely won't hear them unless it's a big game. So they're hyping it up that you get to hear them. They sound like they are so disinterested and not talk about everything else. Like all the other commentating teams on there makes it feel like you're actually playing a game. Fowler and Herbstreit make you feel like you're playing a video game. He sounds so lifeless. I was in the college football playoff. My running back went for an 80-yard touchdown. And Fowler's like, and no one can get him. He runs in, touchdown. And I'm like, what the heck? When I did this with Reese Davis, he goes, and there's daylight. He's moving. Oh, he's getting away. Touchdown, Bulldogs. And I'm like, dang, that sounds like it was an actual call.
Yeah, Angry Joe from Ronan. Angry Joe is pissed off, saying that NCAA Football 25 is a wool of sheepskin copy from Madden. Well, I wouldn't know. So
the thing is this, man. It kind of is. I can but keep in mind, Angry Joe. It's a long running thing on his gimmick where he just shits on Madden and shits on EA in general, because EA is money hungry with the Ultimate Team. That's the main thing that let's be real. The reason why they did this bundle to do the MVP bundle, so you get College Football 25 to play it early, is so that way you have to purchase a Madden with it. That was the main whole idea. So EA was able to sell 2 games in one. College Football 25 is killing it, by the way, because I think yesterday there's 700,000 fucking people playing online. 700,000 people. And if you do the math, 700,000 people who probably bought $149 of that MVP bundle, EA is winning. And we're not even counting any microtransactions that people, because there's those idiots that play Ultimate Team and stuff. So
exactly. I hear you, man. I 100%. Wikipedia writes here, Dom is gonna choose Rhea. Who knows? You just
choose Liv.
Maybe he chooses Steph. Ooh. I don't know if you saw, but Dom invited Steph McCoy to join the Judgment Day.
Oh my god!
Can you imagine that little swerve? He chooses. Again, it's just fantasy booking here. Don't give me the book. Don't give me the book.
Where's the CM Punk clip? Leave that fantasy booking shit out of this. You got to put that clip in there.
I'm working on the clip. All right, I gotta add that one. I gotta add the one you requested from John Jones. I gotta.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Also, Dom is weak. He couldn't push Liv off him. Good Lord, man.
No, he was enjoying the moment.
He's in the moment.
He was kind of folded into that moment.
Exactly. It's like the Shaggy song, you know. Picture this, you know, they were both in the bathroom floor. They're both on the camp. They were both on the floor, you know, and it happens. Let's continue. But after the match, right? So Sheamus basically won, right? They could have done more, but hey, you know, you get what you get, right? Out comes Pete Dunne. Now, if you remember last week, Pete Dunne, I guess, was in a match with Bronson Reed, and Sheamus tried to make the save, but Pete Dunne, you know, wasn't down with that. Like, you know, hey, like, get away from me, you know. He doesn't forget for what happened, right? So here he is again, and he attacks Sheamus. He attacks him. Now, it's been well noted that Tyler Bate's going to be out for a while with injury, right? So the best case scenario for Pete Dunne is to use him. You know, we all know our boy Paul loves Pete Dunne, right? So could we be seeing potentially a Sheamus versus Pete Dunne program for television? Maybe so. Who knows, right?
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit rush of a turn. Like, you should have built this up a little bit more. You know, like they just rushed it. I mean, I should have known Pete Dunne was going to turn heel. He was wearing black Nikes. You can't trust anyone that's wearing all black Nikes. That's a sign. Yeah, Air Forces, Air Maxes, it doesn't matter. If you're wearing all black, it's best to run away from them.
Oh, look at this. Thank you. We appreciate this, man. We appreciate this. Shout out to everyone in the chat, including ATP Network. Keep up the good work on the channel. Appreciate. Shout out from South Bronx, brother BXL, BXL Contra, aka Sports Entertainment Guy. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. So let's see here. He was either in the moment or else he was too excited to see what was like. Give him a moment. LOL. I guess so. But let's move on here, Shay. Let's move on here, because after this, we saw Rhea Ripley again. This is more of the Judgment Day, right? He's in the clubhouse and she's talking to Damian Priest. Priest is explaining why Carlito's in the group. She doesn't know why. You know, is Carlito in the clubhouse. Dom tries to talk to Ripley. He's asking for a chance to explain himself. But go back to what we were saying earlier, you know. Rhea Ripley says that Dom, while she was out, never went out to, you know, get in contact with her. So there's that line there. And to be fair with you, this whole thing has been basically an homage to Eddie Guerrero in China from back in the 2000s. So the nostalgia in me appreciates it. In every sense, I appreciate the nostalgia. Right, because we saw back in the day when Eddie would be in the mud, right, or in the doghouse, right? He would beg China, please take me back. It's kind of similar, not to that extreme, but you know, I appreciate the homage, you know. But anything you want to say about that, Chase?
Yeah, it was a good segment. It was definitely good. Carlito's funny as hell. Like, he has great comedic timing. Like, it's like people get excited when he's about to say something, and it's just like one or two lines. I think he just in this one, he's like, dude, and stuff like that. Like, so he's doing a good job there. I like that Priest is finally going to handle it with Braun Strowman. About damn time you do something, Priest. You haven't done anything for weeks. I'm so happy you're doing it. But
of course,
yeah, it was a good segment. I thought Rhea, Dom, and Damian were like the stars of the show, and like anything they did, it was like they had the Midas touch. Like, it was just so gold. Like, anything they did segment wise, it was really gold.
Of course. From there, we saw Sami Zayn and Ilya Dragunov speak to each other backstage about their upcoming IC title match. That was the main event. We did get also, Chase, a vignette that aired, hyping up the World Heavyweight Championship match for SummerSlam.
I think it was just hyping up Gunther.
It was Gunther, exactly. I was like, it was a Gunther vignette. And he talked about, his beginnings, right? NXT UK, how he dominated the UK, right? NXT UK champion. They showcase his long run as Intercontinental champion, right? How he brought prestige back to the title. And then how he moved on, right? Won the King of the Ring. And now his mission is to bring back prestige to the World's Heavyweight Championship. Even though the belt is what, like a year and change old? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, what prestige can you really bring into it when there's only been 2 champions, So
3.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, how dare you forget, Steve? Come on.
Of all people, right? How do I forget, right? Drew fucking McIntyre. So I did love the vignette. It looked like something you would have seen, on Peacock, right? If you want to promote the event, what have you, or something you would play to hype up a pay-per-view, right? It just gave me like, evil emperor, like I know The Rock is the final boss, right? He called himself the final boss, but Gunther literally looks like a final boss here.
Oh yeah, he looks like the biggest hurdle that anyone has to overcome. Like especially when he was running down everything that he's done. He saved NXT UK, made that better, moved on, won the Intercontinental title, made that back into a thing, moved on, brought prestige to the King of the Ring, move on, and now he looks to keep making that world title more prestigious or add prestige to that title. Like Gunther, it's like he is like, it's my world, you all just live in it type of person. Like it's so narcissistic. It was so narcissistic. I just love that one line he said that, like, he goes like, people dream about being here. I don't dream. Dreams are for foolish people. I was like, oh my god, that
savage, bro. Savage.
He said, so cold. Like that's how different Gunther is from everyone else. Everyone else, all of us, you guys in the chat, all you guys, we dream. We dream of better times. We dream of Gunther doesn't dream. He just does. Like he says, dreaming is like, you're wasting your time dreaming. Just go ahead and be a better person. That's what Gunther's saying. Like you can't be wasting your time dreaming. It's like, oh man, what a narcissist. I love it.
Oh, of course, dude. It also shows you his upbringing, right? And that, again, he's European. They have a different mindset. They operate on a different system than we do here in the States. You know what I mean? So that in that aspect, I also appreciate. Like, yeah, man, do the fucking savage. So from there, we did get Sonya Deville versus Zelina Vega. This match ended with Sonya Deville getting the win. Good to see Sonya Deville. I know they're doing this whole thing where they're trying to like form a trio with Sonya, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark. Cool, I guess, but I mean, well, how far can they go, right? Shayna Baszler attacked Vega's arm, leading to the quick finish. So there was that. They continued to attack Zelina Vega, and they were interrupted by Katana Chance, Kaden Carter, and Lyra Valkyria. Crazy, bro. She went from losing Queen of the Ring to now being part of this trio, I guess, right?
Throw it together. Yeah, I don't know why Triple H keeps building trios. They don't have a trios belt. They have a women's tag team belt.
Let's not give her investor ideas, okay, Chase? Let's not give them any ideas. No.
Yeah, they love making money. Belts sell.
Yeah, I know. They're about to have new women's IC. There's talks of women's IC title. There's talks of women's US title. One step at a time. All right, one step at a time. Carlito was funny last night. Yes, he was. Trickipedia, I saw a clip. I saw a clip of Zelina being hurt. Was that Sonya who attacked her? I think it was, yeah. Becky is not there no more. That is true. So it gives the women some TV time, right? So there's, I guess,
I think she's talking about Lyra Valkyria because Lyra is Becky's friend.
Oh yeah, that's true. I guess that's fair. That is fair. From there, we saw Priest making his way to the walk into the ring. Again, another Judgment Day segment, which was cool. Again, this was cool. He's walking to the ring. Dominik interrupts him. He wants to know why he was kept in the dark about Ripley's return. And Priest says Priest went on to say he was lied about Dom communicating with Ripley. And then who happens to run in Jey Uso? Who finds out, hey, Rhea's single again, right? And he wants to know if he can get a chance. If he can get a chance at Rhea Ripley. And of course, Damian Priest and Jey Uso, they interact. Damian Priest said yeet, right? And and Jay said wepa, right? So
Damian said wepa.
No, there was a moment where Jey Uso said wepa.
No, they were yeeting and wepa. They were doing a yeet and wepa off.
Well, right? And then it's like, and then Damian tells Dom, "Oh, you gonna let him talk to her? You gonna let him talk like that about Rhea Ripley? You should go do something about it."
Yeah,
like testing him.
He served hard time. You can't be letting your woman getting talked about like that.
Exactly. You can't. Hell no. Never that. So Dom went on to make a match, right? We find out later on in the note, which we'll get into in a little bit too. But we finally saw that, right? We see that Adam Pearce is talking to some referees backstage about ensuring that they are there for protection when it comes to face-to-face with Drew McIntyre. Chad Gable interrupts all this, and he says he's confirmed that Bo Dallas, get ready for this, guys, he has officially confirmed. We got to trust the news source here, guys. We have to trust the news source of Chad Gable here, okay? Chad Gable Select confirms here that Bo Dallas is Uncle Howdy. Yeah. He's confirmed it. I mean, we've been knowing this, but still, right?
Oh, Chad Gable just figured it out, man. He broke the news first. He knew before anyone else.
He confirmed it, bro. Yeah, man, reliable source there, bro. Reliable source. And he's confirmed this, right? And Priest says to again, he does tell Chad that Dallas is in the arena, and Gable promised to call him out. So he was gonna confront Bo Dallas, call him out to the ring, right? So there was that. And also, Adam Pearce grants Jey Uso his match with Dominik Mysterio, right? So there was that as well. So it's official, right? We saw Braun Breaker confront Pearce because, again, he's upset that the main event is Ilya Dragunov and Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title. But there's no Braun Breaker in this whole thing. Like, why is Ilya going ahead in the line here, right? After, of course, we all saw at Money in the Bank, Braun Breaker had a dominant showing against Sami Zayn. But he lost, right? He lost. But in his mind, he still, is next in line, right? He still wants to shot at the Intercontinental title. So to even ensure that, hey, there's no shenanigans, Adam Pearce says that Braun has to leave.
No, well, Braun says that I'm going to ruin the match then. And then Adam Pearce is like, I knew you would say that. So I got security. He goes, I know where the door is. And he asked security to follow Braun Breaker out. And obviously we know it didn't work.
They didn't work at all. Did not work at all. Did not work. Pretty much the same people that were protecting this building were protecting the Hard Rock Stadium on Sunday. So,
yeah. Not enough security for Braun Breaker.
Not enough security for Braun Breaker. Nope. Nobody was safe. We did get the one-on-one face-off between Damian Priest and Gunther. We finally got it, right? Their first time one-on-one. Like, it's funny though, like they've had interactions in the past. They've had them. They weren't like crazy like last night. I'm not saying that last night was like, oh my God, this, either. But they've had some sort of back and forth in the past when Gunther was the Intercontinental Champion, when Damian Priest was Money in the Bank, when he had the Money in the Bank briefcase. So we've seen this before, right? But this was now finally them to, because again, they're gonna have the match at SummerSlam, right? I thought it was good for what they had. Again, I know they could do more, but they basically want everyone to hate Gunther. That's basically everybody got out of this. You're supposed to hate Gunther.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the main goal. Like, because let's be real, Priest technically has been the top heel of Monday Night Raw for the last year. So now you're trying to get people to all of a sudden cheer this guy. Where there is a fan base that kind of does cheer for Priest, but it's a hard sell. Gunther, he's just a dick, so that helps. But yeah, that was the main goal of this segment. You wanted to be pissed at what Gunther was saying, and you want to try to get behind Damian Priest, so that way, if he does retain at SummerSlam, you feel good, or you can root for him. It's just such a hard sell with only a few weeks out and everything for them to do this.
Oh yeah, of course. Roman Reigns here, and I kind of said this earlier. Who's worth WWE security, Hard Rock Stadium security, or Secret Service? Oh.
Secret Service, man. They
Secret Service.
Got a former president killed.
No, right?
Job. How the hell did they let some guy set up you guys are not scanning any perimeters or anything? Yeah, they're the worst. Hopefully,
Chase, you're safe and sound, bro. Hopefully, you're protected.
Don't worry, man. I got the best protection around.
Exactly. But they proceeded, right? And they talked about how Gunther, was born for this, right? Since day one, right? They were trying to get him to come to WWE. He had a good life, right? He had a good parenting. While Damian Priest was from the streets. I think Gunther called him at one point street trash, right? Mm-hmm. Even though there was a line that Gunther said, being from the streets is a choice. And, there's some people who look at it like, why would he say that? The way I looked at it is like, you want people to hate Gunther.
Yeah, like, you
so I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it.
It's a European mindset. This is such a European thing to say. Like, being from the streets is a choice. Like, this is not like, because in Europe, homelessness, for most people, that's what they choose out there. Like, some people live the beggar's lifestyle and stuff. So that's why I feel like he said it, and it's that, and like, Damian Priest, I don't think it was a choice for him. It was just, he was on hard times, and they're trying to build up the fact that Priest has fought for everything. That's the main thing that you're supposed to get out. What Gunther's saying, that Gunther's belittling Damian Priest's heart. Like, he doesn't because Gunther doesn't understand why people have heart, feelings, and Gunther doesn't have emotions.
He's European.
Yeah, Gunther's just an asshole. Like, Gunther does not have these emotions like most people. This is why he's one of the best at what he does, because he's so cerebral. He has one focus, that is to win. His character's focus is, I want to win. Damian Priest has fought, scratched, clawed for everything. Gunther doesn't understand this mindset. He doesn't get it. And that's what that was the whole point in this, is that you need to understand Damian Priest is a fighter. He is not going to give up. This is not going to be like a walk in the park like most, like this is like the segment for people that say, oh, how does Priest deserve, Priest has no chance against Gunther. They're trying to tell you Priest does have a chance. Priest is a guy that will keep fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting for what he wants, because he has shown that fighting for what you want leads to the results. He's a world fucking champion. Sure, he hasn't had a clean win or anything, but the whole point of this was just trying to show that Priest is a fighter at the end of the day. Like, he's not going to be someone that is going to give up, but Gunther doesn't understand that mindset. That was the whole point of it, of why he said that, because, Priest kept fighting no matter how hard times got for him. And that was the whole point of what he was saying. I get it. Some people did take it personally. Like, I understand, but like SP3 and I talked about it. It was more of like, you were like, oh man, like, that's piece of shit. Like, you're more mad at the TV show character. You're not like mad at Gunther the human being. Yeah, exactly. Him as a person, But
it's like back in '97, you weren't mad at Bret Hart the person. You were mad at Bret Hart the character who was bashing America.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll be honest, like, if I know SummerSlam's literally around the corner, but a program like this, Gunther and Damian Priest, the story they're trying to tell you, they want you to cheer for Damian Priest. I know it's TKO, but I know the UFC did this back in the day, but there's ever like a prime time, right? The story of Damian Priest and Gunther. Shit, imagine on their channels and shit, like the story. Here's Damian Priest. This is where he's come from to get to where he's at on the biggest stage of the summer, Cleveland, Ohio. And here's Gunther on the other hand, and all this other stuff, But because of all this, I'm curious. I went on Bet Online real quick, right? Because the odds are finally up for SummerSlam, by the way.
Yeah,
Gunther right now.
We talked about this when you were falling asleep during the soccer stream.
Gunther right now is a minus 1,000.
What's Priest at now?
Plus 550.
Oh, I got Priest at plus 600.
Liv Morgan is a minus 275. Rhea Ripley's a plus 185. And for the women's championship match, Queen Nia Jax minus 135. Bayley a minus 105.
Yeah, that's the closest match on the card, to be honest.
Yes. So there you go. For those of you who are wondering, but it makes you, again, I hope to see them continuing this and to see where they go with this, right? And it's crazy to think too, like, yeah, man, Gunther's by himself right now, right? Ludwig is, I don't know where the hell Ludwig Kaiser is at. We know Vinci's been booted from Imperium, so let's see what happens here, right? Making the play. I personally can't hate Gunther. We don't get the wrestler like him often. We don't.
Gunther kind of reminds me of like how Ilya Taporia is in the UFC. Like he's just so full of himself, and you want to see him lose and stuff, but this guy is so there. It's like Taporia. Everyone just hates this guy, so they're thinking Max is going to kill him. But I'm like, I've seen this story way too many times. Taporia is going to destroy poor Max, and it's going to hurt watching. I'm going to hate it. But I've seen this story play out, man. Guys like Taporia are a different breed, dog. I love Max too. I love him, but yeah, Taporia. He's a beast.
The Damian Priest biography is going to hit different when it dropped the night before SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'm glad they're bringing back those 24s. I really like those.
Exactly. I really do as well. Tavares here, the way Gunther says it is to get nuclear heat.
Yeah, because like the thing is, and then keep in mind the location. They're going to Cleveland, Ohio, like Cleveland,
Heartland
Ohio.
Of America.
Yeah, this place is like people dream in Cleveland. Like this is one of the places where these people have fought and scratched and clawed to get where they're at. And
Cavaliers.
Stuff. Yeah. So
Stipe Miocic.
Yeah. So that's why it's like one of those things. Like this is like one of the most blue collared areas. Like this is like the perfect story that you're trying to tell is here's a champion that has fought for something, and here's a piece of shit that just gets handed everything. It's perfect.
Exactly. How does the minus plus and minus thing work? All right. So when you're a minus, you are the favorite to win.
Yeah. So making the play, if it's minus 135, you have to bet $135 to get $100 back. But if someone is plus $100, if you bet $100, you win $100. That's how plus minus works. But yeah, normally if someone's a plus, that means they're the underdog. So that's why you get plus money on them. And if someone is a favorite, it's minus because they don't want you to just be like, oh, I could just put $100 on the favorite and win 135. No, you got to pay a little bit extra because you are betting on the favorite.
There you go. Thank you, Chase, for explaining that. So there's that. I mean, let's move on from here, right? Because after this led to Damian Priest having a match with Braun Strowman. Literally, it felt like we had this segment, it was great, and then they kind of like, here comes Braun. I felt like for a second there, it was like him trying to get involved too in some way, but then he realized, it's a match. It's a fucking match.
They did announce it at least. We knew that it was going to happen.
All right, but still, just the way it just came off, like I totally forgot. Like it's a match.
It just felt weird because you were trying to get Priest as a babyface, and this whole time, Braun Strowman's whole thing is like, I'm tired of this piece of shit heel Judgment Day, and then here comes babyface Braun Strowman. I'm like, what? That's what confused me.
Yeah. The match. Let's see. This match went about 8 minutes. This is right now the second worst voted match on Cage Match right now. This has a voting of a 4.90 out of 10. So it's like the second worst.
We didn't see most of it. Like they literally
Yeah,
cut
exactly.
the commercial. They literally cut the commercial. We missed
Twister.
half the match.
You got to see how Twister behind.
But
I look forward to seeing the movie
once or twice. We saw it once. Once we got the full screen during this match where your world champions on, and then during the women's tag, they said, picture in picture. We'll show you the behind the scenes." Steve, you're not watching Twister.
I remember years ago. I did watch the movie. I did watch it, the first one. The original one, yeah. And I even went to Universal. I went on the little, little show, the little set that they had.
Yeah.
Right? And then you stood there and you saw the little tornado. So yeah, I saw it, right? But the match itself, okay, like we said, barely got to see anything. Like the one thing they saw was Braun would try to do the little thing on the outside where he runs and
the true train.
He has to barricade. And yeah, Damian Priest was able to hit a South from Heaven on Braun Strowman for the 1-2-3. So he gets a clean win. I think it was SB3 who said this on the Raw Reviews. I think this is the first clean win that he's had as world champion. That being Damian Priest.
Yeah,
incredible.
Match, yes.
Incredible. And you know what? It's Braun Strowman, so I mean, it's Care Bear. I mean, at this point, it's whatever, right?
He's one of the most protected guys on the roster. They barely get this guy to eat pins clean, man.
Yeah, so it's about time the dude starts eating some pins. So there's that, right? So from there, we saw Gunther come out again, right? Because there was a whole thing before all this, right? Where it looked like they were gonna brawl, like we mentioned. Like it looked like they went face to face and they were like shoving each other and shit. So there was that also. We saw Chad Gable lurking backstage. And he hears Maxine Dupree, Otis, and Tozawa are talking about their friend and they want to help him. And Gable assumes that he's the person they're talking about. And he wasn't, turns out, right? Again, he was excited. Oh, I knew you guys would come around. Like, yeah, we got to have my back. Just like the good old day. Let's go, right? And it wasn't for him. It was for Xavier Woods. Because next week, they'll be joining Xavier Woods to take on the Final Testament. So Chad Gable was like, unbelievable. He can't believe this. Like, this is crazy. But that's happening next week. So there's that as well. We did see Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark go up against Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. The match for what it was. I mean, listen, I enjoy seeing Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. Right? I think some of their moves are kind of, creative for what it is. Even the little thing with the guns and the music, right? And Lara Valkyrie being part of this too. Like, go back to what we were saying earlier, right? But when it was all said and done, Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark picked up the W. Yeah. As I expected. The match went about almost 10 minutes, by the way.
Well, we barely saw any of those 10 minutes because it went picture in picture, and we need to know about the special effects of Twister, how real this felt. Like, oh, this is like what it's like living in Oklahoma.
Exactly. By God, Michael. Good God Almighty. Good God Almighty. By God, Michael. So then after this, we saw Rhea Ripley in the clubhouse again. And again, it looked like Finn and JD were going to, explain themselves, regarding Liv Morgan, because also Liv Morgan is responsible for them regaining the tag team titles, right? And Rhea was like, it's okay. She was embracing the fact that they're still the tag team champ. They're once again the tag team champions, and the titles are back with the Judgment. So she has no problem with that. She was fine with it. Then we see Dominik Mysterio telling mommy, like in the most wimpiest way too, like, hey, mommy, I just want you to know that I'm having a match with Jey Uso. What he said about you. And, Rhea was like, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing, kid?
Yeah, Dom's like heartbroken right now. Like, oh man, he is just a sad puppy. He got caught red-handed, and now he feels bad for mommy. Like I was talking about this. He just needed closure. He just wanted someone to he just didn't want Rhea to be mad at him at this moment of time. Like his emotions are all over the place. He's confused. He has this one woman that is giving him everything, the chicken nuggies, the WWE 2K, everything. And then it's
Pleasure
like,
too. Pleasure.
yeah, some form of pleasure, exactly. And it's like, yeah, with Rhea it's different. But yeah, the Carlito was the best. It was like, dude, not cool.
Because there's a line that he said, because I want him to know that you're mine. You belong to me, and that's where he fucked up.
Yeah.
And again, all this, right? What if this leads for Dom finally to go to his dad, his deadbeat father, for advice? Can you imagine?
No, he's not going to do that. Like I just truly believe Dom right now. He has remorse. He's feeling bad. He's like, he feels bad what he did to Rhea, to Mommy, the person that has helped her Latino heat become the man who he is today. But deep down inside, he knows like he's done with it. It's like Eddie and China. Remember when Eddie was like this, and then finally when Eddie snapped on China, and it was like, oh my god, like that was the real Latino heat right there. I feel like it's gonna be the same thing with Dom. When he has to explain why he betrays Rhea at SummerSlam, and he screams at Rhea, and oh my, can you imagine the heel he's gonna get? He won't even be able to say a sentence when he tries to talk, and he'll probably just scream the whole promo. That's probably what's gonna happen. But yeah, I felt for Dirty Dom here. He was really sad.
Me too, bro. Like, honestly, bro, if there was ever a time that someone needed a blunt, it was him right now, bro. And there's ever a time where, when you go to the bar, there's that one guy who's like, tell the bartender, leave the bottle. Just leave it there.
They don't do that anymore, Steve, but
you know what I mean? Like, imagine that one sad dude tell the bartender, leave the bottle. Okay, man. That's dominant. I love Carlito with the Judgment Day. He cracks me up. It's like he finally found his place, bro. I think like you guys said earlier, he replaced R-Truth with the comedy stick. Granted, it's not as comedic as R-Truth, but with these lines, it works.
It's the timing. He times it so perfectly. He has the facials. He's just doing everything like at the right time. It's not like he's trying to force anything in. He just says like one or two lines, and it's just like it just hits. I don't know. It's just perfect.
It's cool. It's cool. You know what I mean? They did play the next Wyatt Sicks vignette on VHS, and it featured an Eric Rowan interview. And it talked about his past, and the one line that really, damn, that's deep. He had a family, and now they're gone. How he was in a place that, he didn't recognize anymore. Now, he's part of the Wyatt Sicks. But what was your overall take so far on these segments and these tapes?
I like them because they're trying to give at least a logical reason of why people are joining this faction. It's not just people trying to be monsters for the sake of being monsters. They gave Rowan a legit reason why he would join this faction. Like he was just him. It's not just me, like Jey Uso. He doesn't get the love fair and everything. Like when he lost his one brother, his biggest cheerleader, Brody Lee, rest in peace. He lost a part of himself, and then when he felt that the family was getting back together, he was going to have someone again. Rest in peace to Bray Wyatt. And it broke him and just left him. It's just him. That's it. And now he has a reason. And it's like, I like it. It's because now it's just like these people we're past the phase of Bray Wyatt being able to like have his silver tongue and be able to convince people to join a cult. This is not a cult. This is a decision by these people to do this. They've decided to embrace this inner darkness or whatever it is to do it. So that's why I liked it. Like, me, I'm not big on the whole Wyatt Sicks scene. I'm tempering my expectations. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, I'm a dumbass. I don't want to be a dumbass in this situation. And so I'm just waiting till the bell rings. I'm just waiting there. But I liked it because at least it's giving a legit human reason why Eric Rowan is joining this. It's not because like, I was possessed by Bray Wyatt. No, it's a legit human, and he's trying to express his feelings and emotions, and he finally has found someone that can understand who he is. So I liked it. Really good stuff. Best segment that he's ever done. And I can't wait for the other ones, to be honest. If this was Eric Rowan, I can't wait for Nikki. I can't wait to see what Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis pull out of their asses to say why they joined. I'm very excited to see the rest of these segments. I'm glad they're going down this route. It's something that you got to explain why these members are joining this. So
exactly. And again, it brought me back to that line he said, "Oh, but I had a family now. They're no longer here." It's like if you watch the Iron Claw with Kevin Von Erich. I used to be a brother. Now I'm not even a brother. It's kind of like, damn, it was deep. You know what I mean? So again, I look just like you. I look forward to seeing the rest of the members likely next week. If I'm to predict who's next, I would say Joe Gacy's probably next to explain. You know what I mean? But we'll see.
Maybe Nikki. She's been featured more.
That too. Say his name and he'll appear. I believe in Joe Henry. Exactly. Dexter Lumis got over before Karrion Kross. And from Mikey, Jesus Christ loves you. Wonderful to know, Mikey. All righty. Let's continue here. From there, we had Jey Uso versus Dominik Mysterio. The match itself went about 9 minutes as well. Basically, again, Dom gets distracted by Liv Morgan, and this leads to Jey Uso taking advantage, super kick, Uso splash for the 1, 2, 3, and he wins. Liv Morgan shows up. Rhea Ripley shows up. Here, and again, Rhea goes running. There's a moment here again where Liv is on top. Lands up on top of Dominik Mysterio. And it looked like Dom was going to fold, but Rhea shows up, and there's that, and Dom again trying to forgive himself, trying to explain, but you see just, this whole thing where Jey Uso is staring at Rhea Ripley, and that's how it ended. Your thoughts on that whole match and the segment itself, Chase?
The match was horrible. Jey Uso, he needs to go. I remember when you were on the whole Dominik Mysterio needs to go to NXT. I feel Jey Uso needs to go back to NXT to learn a new moveset. He's lost all his moves, and he's just doing a super kick and everything of that nature. But yeah, I like the Rhea and Dom exchange in this match. Where he goes, "What do you want me to do, mommy?" And she looked at him like, "Motherfucker, go win your match. What do you mean? What do you want me to do?" So, can't do anything with Liv at this point. The damage is already done. So, but yeah, it was a good plot device. It was good for the plot, not good for the action. The action was not good, but the plot, it was good to advance the plot.
Exactly. From there, we saw backstage where Rhea Ripley finally explains, hey, I don't belong to you. You belong to me. Mm-hmm. And she gives him she gives him the black rose. So it's like things are, I'm not saying they're back to 100%. I'm not saying that we're so back, you know what I mean? But it's like, baby steps for now, So Dom ended up with a smile at the end of the night, but we'll see what happens. Again, SummerSlam is almost here. Like we mentioned earlier, it is going to be Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan for the title. We don't know, again, where Dom's allegiance will be truly, you know what I mean? So time will tell. Time will tell for sure. At the end of this, Dom is going to turn on Rhea at SummerSlam. It's possible, Safed. It's very possible, so we'll see. From there, we see Chad Gable, who calls out Bo Dallas. And Bo Dallas himself comes out to the ring as himself. And who happens to attack him from behind, Chase? Who happens to attack him from behind? What happened?
The Creed Bros.
The Creed Brothers. The Creed Brothers, finally, and they're dressed up in their nice suits, whatever, right? To all this time of them talking backstage and these little, Easter eggs, right, that we've seen, right, Finally, here it is. Chad Gable has himself a new family, a new stable, if you will. And they're attacking Bo Dallas, right? And Bo Dallas is laughing as this is happening. The sinister laugh, right? And they get him in a corner, right? Again, they're hitting their moves on him, right? There's a point where, like, Chad Gable hits, like, the German suplex on Bo Dallas. And next thing you know, it goes dark. And then out come the rest of the Wyatt Sicks, right? The smoke and all that stuff. And this caused Chad Gable. I don't know, for a second, I thought Chad Gable just dipped on the Creed bro. He just let them both to slaughter, right? But then they also followed suit. And we end with this very cool camera, this very cool shot here, Chase. I don't know if you agree or not, but this cool shot here of Bo Dallas and the Wyatt Sicks here, the remainder of the family, if you will.
Yeah, it was a great shot. Yeah,
pretty cool, man. We have Mercy the Buzzard. I'm saying it right this time.
Barry, what happened to Barry?
Yeah, that's Thursday. That's Thursday. He's he's flying right now. We have Abby. We have Huskus, right? We got the Ramblin' the Rabbit, right? So that was cool. Cool shot there. Look forward. Makes you think, right? Do you think Bo will be at a match or something? I want to think so, right? We might end up getting Bo Dallas versus Chad Gable in some capacity, right?
Yeah.
Or you think we're gonna get Uncle Howdy versus Chad Gable?
I don't know yet. We have to wait and see. We have to wait and see.
Oh, for sure. From then we get the Intercontinental title match. Not even that. Hold on. What's wrong with me here? We had I forgot to mention this Drew McIntyre segment.
Yeah, see, you've missed like 5 things on this show. I'm like, bro, like, where are you at? Like, you missed a good amount of segments.
the most important one of them all is the Drew McIntyre segment.
But you still missed a bunch of other ones.
Which one did I miss?
Huh?
Which one did I miss?
That's on you, Steve, to find out.
Let's see here.
Yeah, you combine segments with other segments that didn't happen and stuff.
So we did have again the Drew McIntyre segment where Adam Pearce told him, "Listen, man, I know you want the match with CM Punk at SummerSlam. The fans want it." And Drew's like, "Listen, I'll do anything, man. I'll do whatever you want. Okay, I need for you to apologize to the 2 referees that you attacked." And Drew was like, "Hell no, I am not apologizing. These 2 guys are responsible for what happened to me at WrestleMania, what happened to me in Scotland, always getting screwed by CM Punk, what have you." And he ends up attacking both the referees. It looks like he's going to attack Adam Pearce. And then out comes Seth freaking Rollins. And he basically gets in the ring, brawls with McIntyre, and Drew goes out running. But all this led to Drew still being suspended. So where we go from here, Chase, like I said earlier, I was under the impression if Punk was 100%, we're going to get Drew versus Punk, but maybe with Seth being like an authority figure in this match. I don't think we're going to get a triple threat.
Steve, who knows with Triple H? It's always very interesting with this guy.
It is very weird with it. It's very confusing at times. The moment Chad Gable survived death, I knew this feud was legit. Bo Dallas versus Chad Gable could very well be making the play. Could very well be. But again, we'll see what happens. Again, they didn't announce anything yet for SummerSlam, so there's that. We did get the Intercontinental Championship match finally between Ilya Dragunov and of course Sami Zayn. I mean, it was fine for what they were doing, but then eventually you kind of knew going. And again, for what they were doing, stuff back and forth wasn't bad. And all this led to eventually, what do you know, bro? Braun Breaker, my guy, finding a way to get into the arena through the back door or something. Security were not doing their job. And he lays out both Sami Zayn and Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah. I was kind of bummed that this was the main. I felt they should have switched it. I think the Wyatt Sicks should have been the main event. I would have been fine with the segment being the main event because that felt more main eventy than this. Like this felt, it felt like a sprint. Like Sammy and Ilya didn't have enough time to do like a proper match. Like it was good for what it was. Like it was a nice little like sample size, a nice little appetizer of when they actually had like a long singles match. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of the DQ finish either. I feel Sammy like he could have beat Dragunov here. What's wrong with him being Dragunov? Like it's not like we're trying to protect Dragunov or anything, right?
No, of course not. Of course not. But I do think though at SummerSlam we might get like a triple threat,
which would be good.
And that's where
Steve,
Braun,
I didn't hear you complain about the camera. Are you mad at? Do you not like this camera anymore, or Braun Breaker either, or is that
that's still fine. It's just the whole idea of the guy the person from the back walking all the way to the end. The camera's following them, but we've seen this already. That's my
thing. How many times have we seen this Braun Breaker camera?
Yeah, but it's Braun. Come on, it's my guy, Braun Breaker.
You're a hypocrite, bro.
Come on,
hypocrite.
My guy, Braun Breaker. No. Come on, man. Come on, it's Braun Breaker, man.
I can't believe he's doing all this in Jordans too. The running and the speed, like it's like doing it in J's. Crazy.
Listen, man. When you're making main roster money, bro, it don't matter, bro.
No, I was just saying how he runs in Jordans, like how he runs like this in Jordans. Like that's a crazy part. He's not wearing like athletic sneakers. He's wearing Jordans.
I know. Who knows? Maybe
he doesn't. He's like creasing them. Like, come on.
I don't think he cares, bro. For him, it's like, all right, I got these guys on my feet. Maybe he wants someone from.
Steve, do you know what Jordans he was wearing last night?
If I remember correctly, I want to say a pair of 6s, I believe.
No, he was wearing the Jordan UNC3. Steve, I want you to look up the price of the Jordan UNC3. That was one of the hottest sneakers when it came out. It was like impossible. I still want a pair of those. I don't even think they're even cheap right now still.
Let's find out. Okay. They go for $416 on StockX.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're spending that much money, you care about sneakers. I don't care if it's just to keep it with fashion, because like the dude was wearing like we're sitting at Champ Sporting Goods Jordans like a couple weeks ago, the white and Oreo 6s, which are great looking pair, by the way, but still.
Could it be that, hey, maybe he's hoping to one day get his own sneaker shopping episode, so Joe Pumba can ask him, Braun, let's go back to the episode of Monday Night Raw on July 15th. You ran and you laid a beat down on UNC3s, man.
Oh, he's definitely gonna try to. I don't know if he has the charisma per se. Yeah, no, just the charisma. Like, yeah, Braun's a cool guy, but like, I don't know. He's like something's missing.
Oh, for sure, dude. I'll admit something. Yeah, but I do think that in time he'll get there, man. In time he'll get there. Who knows? Maybe he wants like a Nike deal, bro. Hey, Nike, look at me, bro. Look at me.
WWE ain't gonna sign off on that. Come on, Steve.
I mean, there's still some baby steps, but again, time will tell. Time will indeed tell. Triple threat for the IC title at SummerSlam could very well be, Chief. Very well be. And I think that's where Braun Breaker, my guy, finally gets his moment, becomes the Intercontinental Champion. But time will tell, of course. Time will tell, of course. But that was Monday Night Raw as a whole. That was Monday Night Raw. As a whole, I'll give the show a C-.
Yeah, I agree. 7. Yeah, I agree with that.
I'll give you I'll give it like a 6 going into a 7. Yeah, could have been better. Could have been way better. I mean, it's kind of funny enough. Like, you're in Dayton, Ohio, right? You're in Dayton, Ohio. SummerSlam is going to be in Cleveland, Ohio, in a few weeks. You want to get people excited. And I'm not saying that nothing on the show wasn't exciting, because again, the Judgment Day segment was all these Judgment Day segments with Dom and Rhea were great. The Liv stuff was good too. Damian Priest and the Gunther exchange was good as well. And then of course the McIntyre going off on Adam Pearce was fine, but hopefully next week they do pick it up. So
this was just like, I don't know, it just felt like this episode never got, like, it started off really hot, And then it just like it felt like at some point they forgot to fill up the gas tank, or they're just like, oh, well, we thought this was gonna go. We thought this was gonna continue. Oh, damn. You know?
Oh, of course, dude. I thought like, all right, we're gonna like again. We had that segment in the beginning of the show. All right, this is gonna set the tone. I look forward to this, right? And not saying it didn't, but it just did Steven finally cover everything, Chase? LOL from making the play.
Almost everything. You know, he rushed some stuff. I don't know. Steve was rushing this episode. Why were you rushing? What do you got going on tonight, Steve?
I don't know. I'm not rushing anything.
You felt like you were trying to speed run this episode.
No. Of course not. But
it felt like it. I was like, dang, why are you speed running?
I don't want this to be long either. I don't want this to be like in 2 hours or anything like that. Granted, we're almost at 90 minutes. You know what I mean? It's fine. I don't want to be like the in depth. Hey, this happened and that happened. To each their own.
In depth.
It's just no. It's just not. This is not my birthday, but still.
Why do you break down every segment and try to tell us what the wrestler said?
Some stuff. But I was expecting the rating to be. Well, the rating did kick in. The rating.
Oh my god, you and your ratings.
Well, it was 1,669,000.
That up or down?
I want to say. Let's see here. Versus last week was 1,750,000, so 150. So it's down -5%.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Not too bad. No,
wasn't the GOP? The GOP convention was last night. Maybe there's a lot of what? I'm just saying.
I know, of course, I know.
Yeah, what's wrong?
Put my hat on real quick here. Here you go.
Your hat.
And also, factor in the home run derby as well. There was a girl who was drunk, I guess, who sang the national anthem.
Not good.
Embarrassment. Terrible.
She beat. Do you remember when Fergie sang the national anthem at NBA All-Star? Do you remember that, Steve?
What year was it?
I can't remember the year to All-Star, but she had the one. It's like the famous Draymond Green was like laughing during it, like he was trying his hardest not to laugh.
Wasn't there one also with Christina Aguilera, like also like shat the bed with the anthem, or as well? Could have sworn. I'm also fact I'm kind of a little bummed out. Copa America's done, Euro was done. I have to wait now for a couple more weeks for soccer to kick up again, but Kylian Mbappe is finally around Madrid. They had his presentation today.
Do you guys notice his energy? It's so different. Talking about Raw, and what happened here? Yeah, fuck this. Kylian Mbappe, Real Madrid.
That's my team, man. Cool. That's my team, man. Come on, I love Madrid, baby.
Steve, you're not reviewing Kylian Mbappe going to this team. You're reviewing Monday Night Raw, and you are like speed running. You were just like, let's get through this crap.
Tell you guys, if you have any questions, guys, feel free to drop in your questions. You gotta have a question for us, drop in your questions, guys. Drop in your question. I think this Saturday is also UFC 304.
No,
next Saturday, right? Next Saturday.
Yeah, next Saturday. I'll be right back, Steve, real quick.
For sure, he'll be back. But if you guys have questions for us, feel free to drop in your questions as well. I want to also apologize. There was not a Steve's Kitchen yesterday. Listen, guys, we were live for 9 hours yesterday. On Sunday. We did a watch party for both the Euros and La Copa America. We're live for 9 hours plus. Okay, so had to give the boys a day off here. Okay, so there's that too. Okay, but if you guys have questions for us, feel free to drop in your questions. Okay, drop in your questions. We will be very, very appreciated here on the channel, if you may. So yeah. I know NXT's later on tonight. I know we're getting, I think, the Rascals versus Gallus. So that should be interesting as well to see tonight on NXT. So there's that too. And then I think tomorrow's Dynamite. I think tomorrow we're going to get two big matches. We're going to get Swerve versus Okada. And then we're going to get MJF versus Will Ospreay tomorrow. So that should be fun too. All right. But let me know, guys. If you have questions, let us know in the chat. Again, if you're not yet an ATP channel member, it's only $2.99 a month. Hit the join button down below next to the subscribe button on YouTube. Hit that join button. Only $2.99 a month. I know a lot of you were gifted memberships. Hopefully, a lot of you who were gifted a membership consider becoming a channel member as well. You get all these perks that you see here on the screen, especially being part of the ATP gaming roster. All right. Let's see here. Making the play. I'm waiting on Chase to come back. That's fine. Don't forget the quarter hour is also coming out as well. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see where that goes, right? Let's see where that goes as well. But let's see what's also popping in the news here. Let's see what's also happening in the wrestling world here. As far as news discussion goes here, let's see what else is going on here. I know I did mention earlier that Dominik, Mysterio, I'm excited to see Stephanie McCool join the Judgment Day. I'm excited to see Stephanie McCool in WWE. Yeah, they also aired on last night. They aired a little like video package from what happened in Mexico over the weekend. They even mentioned Stephanie McCool or Vacker, whatever you want to call her. They showed that as well. So there's that too, you know. Yeah, I mean, I think also this week is the G1 too. So for all of those who are New Japan fans and you know that stuff, hopefully you look forward to that as well. You know, so there's that too. And it looks like none of you got questions for us, huh? In the mud. Let's see here. That's what's up. There's talks of Slammiversary being sold out, the highest attended pay-per-view in more than a decade for the company. So that's good for them. That is good for them. All right, guys. Looks like none of you got questions for us. So we're going to finally put a bow on this. Thank you all for watching. You guys can follow the Around the Point Network over on X at AT Point Network. If you're not yet a channel member, once again, it's only $2.99 a month. And if you guys were gifted a membership, hopefully you guys consider once again on becoming a channel member. Again, it's only $2.99 a month. Hit the join button if you see it on your screen on YouTube, or if not, if you're on a mobile device, there is a link that can direct you right to it. All right, there's a link that directs you right to it, and you become an ATP channel member at the same time as well. Again, only $2.99 a month. And as well, again, if you were gifted a membership, you should consider becoming a full one once your membership trial ends. If you were gifted a membership, all right? You guys can also subscribe to our secondary channel, ATP Clips. Subscribe to it there, all right? That's where we post some of the stuff that we've said over the years here on the Around the Point Network. Follow me on X at Heel Steven. Follow Chase on X at Chase Oliver 68. That's going to be it for us, guys. Thank you all for watching. For myself, for Chase, for the gang, this has been the Raw Rundown here on the Around the Point Network. Peace out, everybody.